time, we would direct your attention to the field for today's Senior Day ceremony. Joining us on the field today are the Georgia Southwestern State University President, Dr. Neil Weaver, and his wife, Christy. We'd like to recognize our 4 GSW seniors who have been excellent representatives of Georgia Southwestern State University and Hurricane Athletics. Beginning with number 4, outfielder, catcher, Michaela Barlow. A native of Baxley, Georgia, Michaela is a 3-year member of the Lady Canes program. She's played in 153 games during her career and has tallied 152 hits, which includes 41 doubles, 7 home runs, and that's led to 72 runs driven in. Barlow broke the GSW NCAA era single-season record for most doubles and hits in 2016, recording 18 two-baggers to go along with her 59 hits that season. Peanut is an exercise science major with a business management minor, and she plans to graduate in the fall of 2018. Today, Michaela is joined on the field by her parents, Trina and Davey Barlow, her brothers, Josh and John David, her grandparents, Carolyn and David Barlow, her grandmother, Janice Connor, and her aunt, April Tillman. Ladies and gentlemen, please give one final GSW round of applause for number 4, Michaela Barlow. Our next senior, number 5, pitcher, Brittany Childs. A native of Port Orange, Florida, Brittany is a 4-year member of the Lady Canes program. She has appeared in 104 games during her career, earning 24 wins and throwing 28 complete games in the circle. Brittany has recorded 167 strikeouts in her 375 innings pitched for GSW for a 3.11 strikeout per 7 innings average. She's an education major with a psychology and history minor, and she plans to graduate this spring, 2018. Today, Brittany's joined on the field by her parents, Beth and Sonny Childs, along with her grandparents, Janet and Bill Childs, and her aunt, Hope Lunsford. Please give one final GSW round of applause for number 5, Brittany Childs. Our next senior, number 12, infielder, Grayson Sanders. A native of Phoenix City, Alabama, Grayson is a 4-year member of the Lady Canes program. She's played in 149 games during her career and tallied 49 hits, which includes 8 doubles and 27 RBIs to go along with the 34 runs she scored. Her highlight this season came on March 25th against Lander when Grayson went 2 for 4 with a game-winning walk-off RBI single in the 10th to give GSW a 5-4 win over the Bearcats. Grayson is an exercise science major with a business management minor, and she plans to graduate in the fall of 2018. Today, Grayson is joined on the field by her parents, Sharon and Johnny Sanders, along with her grandmother, Gail Infinger, her aunt Pam Young, and her uncle, Bill Infinger. Please give one final GSW round of applause for number 12, Grayson Sanders. And our final senior, number 21, infielder, Allie Denny. A native of McDonough, Georgia, Allie's a 4-year member of the Lady Canes program. She's played in 163 games during her GSW career, recording 110 hits, including 8 home runs, a triple, 24 doubles, to go along with 76 RBIs. Allie hit a career-best .315 with 41 ribbies during her junior campaign last spring. An exercise science major, Allie plans to graduate in the summer of 2018. Today, she is joined on the field by her parents, Cheryl and Michael Denny, along with her sister, Amber Jackson, her godfather, Bubba Luttrell, and her godfather, Bubba Grant. Please, give one final GSW round of applause for number 21, Allie Deming. At this time, we'll give all of our seniors and their family members a chance to get a group picture. We wish each of these outstanding young women nothing but the best in their future endeavors, and we thank them for their countless hours of hard work and service in the community, along with their commitment to the program and their education. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your 2018 GSW Senior Class. Folks, we're just a few minutes away from opening pitch. The coaches will meet at home plate. We'll introduce you to the starters, and we'll be on our way here from Lady Canes Field. If you haven't had a chance to get a copy of today's commemorative Senior Day program, be sure to stop by the concession stand window located directly behind home plate. Pick up a free copy of today's game program rosters, information on both schools to follow the action on the diamond here this afternoon. Also, for those of you who have friends or family that couldn't make it, we are streaming live. We had a whole Senior Day ceremony right there on our YouTube channel, GSW Athletics. GSW Athletics on YouTube, but the link for live streaming is right there on our website at gswcanes.com. gswcanes.com, there's a little calendar button in the top right corner. If you're on a mobile device, click on that. Today's games pop up. Click on the appropriate link, whether it's video or live stats, and you're ready to go. There is a different link for live stats in Game 2 than Game 1, just a note, so you'd have to back out and go in again to click on Game 2. We'll be back in a moment for your starters. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we'd like to introduce you to the starters for both schools. First, let's run down the visiting Nighthawks lineup card, turned in by head coach Mike Davenport. Leading off for North Georgia will be the shortstop, number 21, Sydney Sprague. Batting second, third baseman, number 6, Marley Stowers. Batting third, first baseman, number 12, Brittany Gilliam. In the cleanup spot is the catcher, number 8, Shelby Harmontree. Batting fifth, right fielder, number 5, Caitlin Anthony. Batting sixth is the designated player, number 00, Alicia Anderson. Left fielder number 33, batting 7th, Lexi Duncan. Batting 8th is the second baseman, number 32, Jordan Deep. And batting 9th and playing center field, number 23, Hobby Gregory. The starting pitcher for North Georgia in game number 1 is number 24, Kylie Smith. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's meet the starters for your GSW Lady Hurricanes. Leading off in game number 1, left fielder, number 4, senior Michaela Barlow. Batting 7th, designated player number 16, Ansley Dean. Batting 3rd, playing 3rd base, number 22, Haley Tierce. In the cleanup spot is the first baseman, number 20, Lauren Kersey. Batting 5th, right fielder, number 23, Elizabeth Wills. Batting 6th is the shortstop, number 14, Shannon Gibson. Batting 7th and playing center field, number 7, Chloe Zeller. Batting 8th is the second baseman, number 12, senior Grayson Sanders. And batting 9th is the catcher, number 1, Cassidy Burton. In the circle for GSW here in game number 1, number 13, Madison Messer. Head coach of the Lady Canes in her first season is Nikki Levering. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we would ask that you please rise and join both schools here this afternoon as we honor America through the playing of our national anthem.
And a good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We are live in Americus, Georgia, Peach Belt Conference. Softball action. We're just underway. First play of the game. And the Lady Hurricanes are going to have one put up in the E column of the scoreboard. Unfortunately, an error by the shortstop, Shannon Gibson, to open up play today. So glad you could join us on what's a beautiful sunny afternoon here in Americus. Batting second for North Georgia, third baseman number 6, Marley Stores. So just underway. First base runner, first batter of the game aboard for North Georgia. Well, the Lady Canes have a daunting task ahead of them here on their senior day, 2018. Great day for it. This one down in the dirt. The runner's going to head for second. The throw, they'll say in time. Throw right over the bag by the freshman Cassidy Burton. The tag up on the chest, but apparently in time to get the runner. Count will go to 1, or it is 1-1, but there's one away and the bases are empty. Well, that sure helps the Lady Canes here. This pitch, fly ball into right field, moving to her left, and the basket catch made out in right by another freshman for the Hurricanes, Elizabeth Wills. Well, just like that, 2 outs in the inning. I'll bring up the number 3 batter for North Georgia today. Batting third, first baseman, number 12, Brittany Gillum. So Brittany Gillum steps in, and we'll have a little bit more time. Foul territory. That one out of the reach of a charging left fielder for the Lady Canes. In left today is Michaela Barlow, one of 4 Georgia Southwestern State University seniors recognized before today's first pitch. Senior Day 2018. Lady Canes, I mentioned a daunting task ahead of them. Oh yeah, they're taking on the number 2 team in the country. North Georgia comes in with a record of 45-2. Yeah, that's what I said, 45-2. They're 11-1 in Peach Belt Conference play atop the PBC. Georgia Southwestern is 18-25 overall. The Lady Hurricanes an even 7-7 in PBC play under first-year head coach Nikki Levering. 0-2 pitch fouled off by Gillum. So glad you could join us. Again, the flags in center field kind of blocked by that bar across your screen, but they're basically drooping limp at this point. Not much of a breeze to be had in Americus. One hopper into left field for a base hit. 2-out single for Gillum. In the cleanup spot for North Georgia, the catcher, number 8, Shelby Hammondtree. Today is Georgia's Southwest runners going. The throw, this one's high, runner's good speed, and in there safely with a stolen base. I don't even know if a good throw would have got her on that one. 1-0 count. Got a piece of that one. Well, Georgia Southwestern's starting pitcher today, a little information on her. Get a chance to get a peek at Madison Messer, the junior in her first season with the Lady Canes. 91 1/3 innings pitched. Opponent's batting average .366. And a solid 8-5 mark for the Lady Hurricanes starting pitcher in game 1 today. This her 23rd appearance of the spring, and she has earned that role to kind of be the ace of the Lady Canes pitching staff. Early into Peach Belt Conference play, she gained the confidence of Coach Levering, and she pitches well in this one. It wouldn't be unheard of to see Madison pitch game number 2 as well. And that one, a swing and a miss, evens the count at 2-2. Messer, again, a transfer in from Douglasville, Georgia. The 5'9" junior went to Georgia Military College before making her way to Americus this fall. 2s across the board. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. That one off-speed pitch. And Hammondtree won't bite. Counts and runs full. The Nighthawks in their gray, kind of pink day themed unis. They've got the gray with the pink numbers. Gray pants. Pink socks with some black striping in it. Swing and a miss. So Messer settles in for a pretty good first inning of work. She holds the Nighthawks scoreless in the first. Georgia Southwestern will head to the dugout for the first time this afternoon. Grab the sticks and see what they can do when we return. Just underway here from Lady Canes Field. You're watching Georgia Southwestern State University softball Peach Belt Conference action on the Surge Sports Network. So a 2-1 pitch for one of Georgia Southwestern's seniors, Michaela Barlow, flying out to right field for the first out of the ball game from the Lady Canes offensive end. Designated player Ansley Dean will get her first look at the starting pitcher for North Georgia today. Number 24, Kylie Smith, a 5'2" sophomore from Suwanee, Georgia, joining the Nighthawks from North Gwinnett. Tierce puts this one on the ground. Throw over to first. Pulls the first baseman off the bag, but she's able to get back in time to get Tierce. So the Lady Hurricanes get to put the bat on the ball, but unfortunately it's the defense of North Georgia that comes through in the first to keep this one a scoreless ball game. 1 inning in the books. Game 1 of our afternoon Peach Belt Conference doubleheader. No score yet. North Georgia and GSW. We'll be back in a moment. You're watching Georgia Southwestern State University softball. Peach Belt Conference action on the Surge Sports Network. Leading off the second inning for North Georgia, number 5 hitter in the lineup today, the right fielder number 5, Kaylin Anthony. This one to Gibson. Kind of similar to as far as the pace goes, to the first hit of the ball game where Gibson bobbled it and committed an error. They eventually got the runner out, trying to take second. But this one fielded cleanly, and there's 1 up, 1 down for North Georgia here in the second inning. Sixth batter in the order. We'll get to her here. Announce it for the crowd. Now batting is the designated player, number 00, Alicia Frierson. 0-1 pitched. Coming up to Frierson. That one misses the mark. Evens the count up at 1-1. Well, fans, if you didn't notice in the description of today's broadcast, there are links for live stats. So if you like to have that real-time data in front of you, you can just look in the description of today's YouTube broadcast here on the Surge Sports Network. Now, quick note, Game 1 live stats is a different link, a different address than Game 2's live stats link. So if you do follow along, or whoever you may know is tuned in, just make sure they click on the appropriate link when we start our nightcap. This one in on the hands, fouled off. Foul, first base side, evening the count at 2-2. Messer takes a little bit off of that one. Frierson doesn't bite on it. It drops for a ball. Running the count full. In on the hand. Slow roller to third. Tierce with the throw on the money and plenty of time for the second out of the inning. Batting 7th, left fielder number 33, Lexi Duncan. Two outs in the inning for Duncan. Follow right along in those live stats in one window. In the other window, you can have our video stream up or be listening in as you do other things around the house. This weekend, first 3 pitches off the mark to Duncan, so she'll get a pitch she can take a hack at here unless the hold sign is on. She'll wait for that one to come in, and now it's a 3-1 pitch that awaits. Fouled off, and Messer's got it back to a full count. Messer has the sign. Now she'll rock and deliver. Pulled foul over Tierce's head into shallow left field, but in foul territory. And a walk. So a runner aboard with 2 away. Get to the number 8 batter in the lineup today for head coach Mike Davenport. Second baseman, number 32, Jordan Deep. Called strike. One-two offering from Messer off the end of the bat. One hops to Kersey, who's just in front of the bag on the line. And she'll step on the bag for the final out of the inning. So another good piece of work this half inning for Madison Messer. The Lady Hurricanes starting pitcher holds the Nighthawks scoreless in the second. Still looking for the first hit of the ball game for GSW. They'll try to get it when we return. Here from Lady Canes Field, thanks for tuning in to the Surge Sports Network and Georgia Southwestern State University softball. First batter of the second inning for the Lady Hurricanes, freshman Lauren Kersey, the first baseman for GSW. Takes a strike to open up the bottom half of the frame. Goes up and chases that one. for a strike. And Kersey falls behind 0-2 in the count. Outside, evens it up at 2-2. Upstairs, count runs full. Popped up in the infield. It looks like it'll be the third baseman will wait for it to come down and make the grab. So the catch made by Stowers for the first out. Now batting is the right fielder, number 23, Elizabeth Wills. So for Wills, she's comes into today's ball game. Comes in today ranked second on the team with a .322 overall batting average. 5 doubles, 7 home runs, which also ranks second on the team. She has 24 RBIs, only walked 7 times, and she's been struck out 34, a team leading 34 Ks for Wills, the freshman. Count evens up at 2-2. And they'll ring her up on that one. Strikeout looking for Wills. Second strikeout of the game for Smith. Batting sixth, shortstop, number 14, Shannon Gibson. Well, Gibson is fourth on the team with a .291 batting average. Overall, she's got 7 doubles, a home run, 14 runs driven in, 8 walks, and only 16 strikeouts. Playing in her 40th game here this afternoon. She does fall behind 0-2, and there's a strikeout. Yeah, jinxed her. Third strikeout of the game, second in a row for Smith, and that'll end the Lady Hurricanes' second inning. Still no score. We'll head to the third. We'll be back in a moment. Thanks for tuning in. Peach Belt Conference Softball, North Georgia, and GSW on the Surge Sports Network. Well, we get to the number 9 batter in the order for North Georgia to open up the 3rd inning. Center fielder number 23, Hobby Gregory. Two-one pitch. Bounces to the right side. Senior Grayson Sanders has it. Throws over to first. And there's one away for North Georgia. Back to the top of the order. Shortstop, Sydney Sprague. She reached on an error by the shortstop, Shannon Gibson, to open up the ball game. That one in there for a strike. Fouled off. And Messer's out in front, 0-2. Sydney Sprague, a 5'7" senior from Columbus, Georgia. Columbus High on a transfer from Missouri. Fouled off to keep the at-bat alive, a 1-2 count. She'll reach for this one and slap it into center field. One hops to Zeller. Moving to her left, and she'll get it in quickly, but a base hit for Sprague. There's a runner aboard. At the plate, third baseman Marley Stowers. Stowers flew out to right. This one also to right to Wills. They got a chance to double her off at first base. That's going to be in time. And a double play ends the inning for the Lady Hurricanes. GSW turns the inning-ending double play. No score yet. Bottom of the 3rd inning. GSW hoping to get their first hit of the game when we return. This gives us a chance to kind of tell you about, we've had 4 seniors that are playing here today, recognized in a pre-game ceremony. Gives us a chance to introduce you kind of one by one. You'll see their slides as we go along through the batting order, but outfielder catcher Michaela Barlow, a native of Baxley, Georgia, number 4. Michaela's a 3-year member of the Lady Canes program. She's played in 153 games during her career, tallying 152 hits. She has 41 doubles, 7 career home runs, and 72 RBIs. Michaela broke the GSW NCAA era single season record for most doubles and hits back in 2016, as she got 18 two-baggers and 59 hits. Michaela Michaela is an exercise science major, business management minor, planning to graduate in the fall of 2018. Joining Michaela earlier on the field were her parents Trina and Davey, her brothers Josh and John David, her grandparents Carolyn and David, and her grandmother Janice Connor, along with her aunt April Tillman. Michaela Barlow, one of GSW's 4 seniors. We'll be back in a moment. So Chloe Zeller, center fielder for the Lady Canes. We'll see if she can get GSW in the hit column. Well, a pretty daunting task no matter which pitcher you face from the Nighthawks. Kylie Smith, this is her 28th appearance. She has 22 starts. The pop-up caught by the catcher Hammondtree. And there's one away. Now batting second baseman, number 12, senior Grayson Sanders. First pitch to Sanders in for a strike. Kylie Smith, again, this was 28th appearance overall, but her 22nd start of the season. She has 13 complete games, 8 shutouts. Even threw in a couple of saves. This one popped up foul territory. Third baseman has it. That's Stowers with the catch. And just like that, there's 2 away. 138 innings, 138 and a third innings coming in, which leads the Nighthawks pitching staff. Now batting is the catcher, number 1, Cassidy Burton. 138 and a third innings pitched, 68 hits, only 17 earned runs. She's walked a mere 32 and struck out, you ready for it? 212. 212 strikeouts and 138 and a third innings pitched this season. Opponents are batting 145 against Kylie. A 23-1 record and a 1.11 ERA. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Burton. Burton, the number 9 batter in the order for Coach Levering today. There's a piece of that one, fouls it off. Count evens up at 2-2. Popped up, foul territory. Catcher moving over, and just before the screen makes the grab. So a busy inning for Hammondtree behind the plate as she catches a couple of pop-ups. Lady Hurricanes go in order in the third. We'll be back in a moment from Lady Canes Field in Americus, Georgia. Thanks for tuning in. Now's a great time to subscribe to our YouTube channel. That way, if you so choose, you don't have to worry about putting the game in your calendar, making sure that you remember to tune in. Subscribe to our channel, and all you got to do, it's that easy. Subscribe will notify you, or YouTube will notify you when we go live and take it all the worries away from you. GSW Athletics is the YouTube channel, but since you're watching today, just head down to that red box and hit the subscribe button, and that way you can be locked in for all of our home broadcasts here on the Surge Sports Network. We'll be back in a moment. So leading off for North Georgia in the fourth will be their first baseman, Brittany Gillum. She singled to left field. Her first time up. Two-one offering. Pulled foul out in front of that off-speed pitch. Gillum, the 5'9" senior from Chiefland, Florida. Chiefland High. And the transfer in from the State College of Florida. Finish off her collegiate career. She'll get a 2-2 pitch from Messer. In on the hands, popped up to the right of first base in foul territory and put away as Kersey squeezes it for the out. Now batting, the catcher, Shelby Hammondtree. Hammondtree struck out to end the first inning. Big cut there, swing and a miss. It's the only strikeout of the game for Messer so far in this one, as she's held the Nighthawks to 2 hits. Through 3 1/3. Hammondtree, 5'8" sophomore from Ringgold, Georgia. Heritage High School for the 5'8" sophomore. She's batting .352 this season, which is second on the team. Well, Messer's out in front. She'll rock and deliver this one off the plate. For the first ball of the at-bat. Lots of folks you can see beyond the left center field wall. Trying to find some shade on a sunny day. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Reaches forward and fouls it off to keep the at-bat alive. Temperatures in Americus here at the start of this one. Two count. Let's see if we can get that up to date for you. Worked it back to a full count. And we'll get the free pass after hanging in there for that at bat. So a 1 out walk rather, issued by Messer. Your attention, fans. Pinch running for North Georgia at first base is number 15, Kelly Kahlert. Kahlert over at first base now for North Georgia with 1 out in the inning. in there. Fastball for a strike. At the plate is the right fielder, Kaylin Anthony. So a few scattered white, fluffy clouds, partly cloudy skies in Americus. Temperatures are getting over 80 degrees today. '81 your current temperature in Americus, 81 degrees when the winds do pick up. Might be somewhat of a factor. South-southeast winds at 12 miles an hour. The flag's hardly moving at this point, so it kind of picks its moments. Mother Nature picks her moments to whip things up a little bit. So hence the reason for the umbrellas and the shade cover today. A warm afternoon. 2 balls and a strike. Anthony grounded out to the shortstop. Her only other time up. Runner goes, but it's fouled off. Two pitch, ground ball through the hole on the left side for a base hit. Cut off by Barlow. The throw over to third is not going to be in time. It actually hits the runner and kicks up in the air. And a base hit for Anthony. One away. Designated player Alicia Frierson. Third hit of the ball game for North Georgia. Frierson comes in, batting .319. That one low on the other, perhaps outside the plate as well. Our broadcast booth, we're up here in the press box area. Hard to believe this facility, the press box building, is 5 years old. Feels like it was just put up yesterday. We're just to the right of your camera. I'm down a few spots, so a little bit off to the side. Can't really, you actually have a better vantage point of what's coming up over the plate one way or the other as we're off to the side a little bit. Reaching for this one. This will be in the gap in right center field. And one hops the wall. 1 run is in. 2 runs is in. And a stand-up double for Frierson. So for Frierson, that'll be RBIs number 34 and 35 this season. Her 11th double of the season, which is second on the team, behind only Kaylin Anthony. 1 out, 2 runs in this inning for North Georgia. At the plate, left fielder Lexi Duncan. Duncan walked her first time up. Well, still a few innings to try to figure out. Kylie Smith and the pitcher for North Georgia, and see if we can find a kink in the armor. But based on stats, it takes almost a near perfect game by Messer. You're asking a lot of your pitcher. come out here and throw almost a perfect game to try to keep the Lady Canes in it. She's done well through the first 3+ innings, but now running into a little trouble in the fourth. And again, just on stats alone in a 1.1 ERA. The 2 runs in already may be enough for Smith. Hopefully the Lady Canes can figure out what it takes to get a hit on the North Georgia starter. One thing many have been unsuccessful at doing this year. This one will be flicked over the first baseman's head, but in foul territory. One ball, 2 strikes the count. Lexi Duncan, the batter, a 5'10" sophomore from McDonough, Georgia. Went to Woodland High School. She'll get the 2-2 pitch from Messer. She rocks back and now throws off the plate for a ball, 3-2. Duncan, 316. So the North Georgia batting order has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of their 9 batters are over 300 this season. So not only are they stout on the pitching side, but they can hit too. This one's popped up. This is going to get past Gibson and drop just on the outfield grass. Quick speed, heads up base running, and a double. That's one of the shortest doubles hit balls for a double you'll see, but heads up base running and good speed and hustle as that one hung up long enough for Duncan to keep running. And so she'll get a double with the runner only moving over to third base as she had to wait to see if it would land safely. Assistant coach Carol Law out to have a word with Messer. Law, as are all the coaches on the GSW coaching staff in their first season in Americus. Done pretty good job, I'd say, to get the Lady Hurricanes in a position to at least be sniffing the postseason and a potential Peach Belt Conference tournament berth. 7-7 now. But what lies ahead in their 3 doubleheaders are some pretty good teams, top tier in the conference, and they'll have to get, you'd think, at least one of those to maybe get back in and get a taste of postseason softball action. First pitch swinging, short hop by Gibson. She's just going to eat it. Oh, she will throw it over to first, but it's not in time. Runner at third and second stay put. That was deep. She had so we get to Gregory at the plate with bases full of Nighthawks in the fourth. 1 away. Infield drawn in, slapped into right field. Takes a couple bounces before it gets to Wills. Good speed all the way. Didn't even blink an eye. Went right to second base. Throw cut off by Kersey. Couple runs in, and North Georgia extends their lead to 4. All of the runs have come this half inning. So a base hit for Gregory. Back to the top of the order. Shortstop, Sydney Sprague. Actually, that one's going to get ruled a double. So it's, in that case, that would be 3 of the last 4 batters to reach base by way of a double. And a pitching change is going to be made at this time. Ansley Dean will come on to pitch. We'll tell you a little bit about Ansley when we return. A pitching change here at Lady Canes Field. North Georgia building a lead in the fourth. Still one out. Runners aboard when we return at second and third. When we return, thanks for tuning in. One ball, two strikes to Sprague. This one a fly ball to left. Runners coming home. The throw's not going to be in time. Gets away from, and a bobbled ball by Burton is aggressive base running from the Nighthawks, taking advantage of every little bobble and miscue by the Hurricanes. That'll bring in a couple more runners. And it's now 6-0. Now batting is the third baseman, Marley Stowers. So, a sac fly gets the runner home. Actually, Burton's tag was going to be closer than I thought, as the runner even went so far as to slide up in front of the bag to get away from it. The tag actually was going to be close, but I think she still was going to be in ahead of it. But then the ball bounces away, as you saw from Burton. Good job on the backup, but the throw back to her is mishandled on the short. Kind of had to fire it in there from short range. And now a line drive on the run and hits the bottom of the wall over the head of Zeller. On her way to third. She's not stopping. She's in for a triple. Stowers leaves a trail of dust behind as she quickly gets over to third base. 7 hits now in the ballgame for North Georgia. This ball pulled foul. At the plate is the first baseman, Brittany Gillum. Well, Gillum is 1 for 2 as she singled her first time up, popped up in foul territory to Kersey at first base, her last trip to the plate. No balls and a strike. 1-1 pitch up high for a ball, 2-1. So we didn't get a chance. You probably didn't get a chance to completely tell you about Ainsley, the new pitcher. She was the DP when the ball game started, and now in relief, Ainsley Dean, the freshman. On the hill, this one in on the hands, fought off, foul territory. Gibson comes over, and it goes off the tip of her glove and hits the fence safely for North Georgia. So the at-bat continues. The count goes to 2-2. Trying to cover the ground was Gibson, the shortstop. Just could not quite get there in time. This is her 19th appearance of the spring. Dean has pitched 54 innings, surrendered 76 hits, 47 earned runs. She's walked 24, struck out 39. A 3-6 record and a 6.09 ERA. High fly ball. The wind playing having a little fun with it. So it's actually Grayson Sanders, the second baseman, who has to drift over and make the grab. But North Georgia comes to life offensively in the fourth. All 6 of their runs crossed the plate this half inning. They've got 6 runs, 7 hits in the ball game. Georgia Southwestern coming up when we return. The Hurricanes, Lady Canes will be at the top of the order. Barlow, Dean, and Tierce when we return. Thanks for tuning in here on Senior Day 2018 for GSW. We'll be back in a moment. So Michaela Barlow, known to her friends and family and teammates as Peanut, steps in for her second look at Smith in the game. Barlow flew out to right field to open things up for the Hurricanes in the first. Barlow's a .317 hitter, which ranks third on the Lady Canes. .317 batting average. Team high 10 doubles this season for Michaela. She's got 3 home runs, 17 runs driven in, 33 walks, which also leads the team to go with 23 strikeouts. She's also the only Lady Hurricane to have double-digit stolen bases this season. She's at 10 right now. 2-2 count coming up from Smith. This one in the hole to the second baseman. Backhand the throw just in time. Just enough on that one to get Barlow by a half a step. So ground out here in the fourth to open things up. And now the pitcher for the Lady Canes. Pitcher Ainsley Dean. Dean, a freshman, you see, .250 batting average for Ainsley. She has a .250 batting average, 5 doubles, 2 home runs, 7 runs driven in, 9 walks, 18 strikeouts. This her 36th game of the season. 1-1 pitch. Bounces over home plate, 2-1. Well, North Georgia, as solid as their record is, they do have the one loss in conference, which puts them only one game up in the regular season standings. North Georgia 45-2 overall, the number two ranked team in the country. In Division II softball, 11-1. Yep, 3-2 the count. 11-1 in Peach Belt play. Behind them, nipping at their heels, Georgia College. The Bobcats are 10-2 in PBC play. Full count, popped up and out of play. She'll get another look. Young Harris is at 10-4. They're in third place, and they're also still on the Lady Canes to play list. In fact, that's who's supposed to be here tomorrow, weather permitting, but it looks like, and she'll get her strike looking on that one. So Dean has gone down on strikes both times in the ball game. The first was swinging. This one, she'll be looking. And go to Haley Tierce. Third baseman, Haley Tierce. Tierce leads the Lady Canes with a .342 batting average. She's Georgia Southwestern's all-time home run leader. This season she's got 14, 42 and counting for her career. 14 home runs, 45 RBIs. She's walked 27 times, second on the team, and has struck out only 12. 8 doubles to go along with those 14 RBIs, or 14 home runs rather. 2-0 pitch in there for a strike, 2-1. So Young Harris is supposed to play the Lady Canes tomorrow at 2 p.m. We'll see if that holds up. Otherwise, all indications are they'll play on Monday, early Monday, because Young Harris will already be in town and be eager to get back home on their road trip, from their road trip. A home game on Wednesday, a home doubleheader against Montevallo. That'll be our final broadcast on the Surge Sports Network. We'll have Young Harris tomorrow as well, or Monday, depending when they play. Count goes full. Montevallo, former Peach Belt Conference school, now back in the Gulf South this season. That game doubleheader starts at 3 o'clock on Wednesday. Pulled foul. And then it's another Peach Belt Conference doubleheader to close things out. This one will be in St. Augustine against Flagler, who's currently 6-6 in PBC play. Right there with GSW in the middle of things, trying to get into the postseason tournament. Below GSW, Landers at 7-9. Lady Canes have swept the Bearcats. Augusta 5-9. That was a split for GSW. Francis Marion's at 4-12. That's the one that hurts. The Lady Canes this past weekend swept in Florence by Francis Marion. The Patriots are 4-12. Swing and a miss. And another strikeout. Tierce goes down on strikes for the first time in the ball game. That'll close out the fourth inning for GSW. Final thought, Francis Marion 4-12, Aiken 3-11. GSW with a sweep on the Pacers, and UNC Pembroke at the bottom of the standings at 2-10. Also another sweep for GSW this spring. We'll be back in a moment for the fifth inning, game one of our doubleheader. Thanks for tuning in here on the Surge Sports Network. Actually, you know what? This is a chance to tell you about another one of our seniors. I mentioned there's 4 seniors on the roster. Number 5, pitcher Brittany Childs. Native of Port Orange, Florida. Brittany, a 4-year member of the Lady Canes program. She's appeared in 104 games during her career, earning 24 wins and throwing 28 complete games in the circle for the Lady Canes. Brittany's recorded 167 strikeouts in her 375 innings pitched for GSW. That's a 3.11 strikeout per 7 inning average. Brittany's an education major with a psychology and history minor, and she's plans to graduate this spring. Joining Brittany on the field earlier today were her parents, Beth and Sonny Childs, her grandparents, Janet and Bill Childs, along with her aunt, Hope Lunsford. Brittany Childs, one of 4 GSW seniors here today on Senior Day. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be back in split second. Catcher Shelby Hammondtree opens things up for North Georgia in the 5th. Hammondtree, the cleanup batter for North Georgia today. In game 1, she has a strikeout and a walk so far in this one. Hammondtree. Nine home runs. That's second on the team, behind only Sydney Sprague, the #1 batter in the order today, lineup card today, or in the lineup today. Fouled off. Count will go to 1-2. You see now the breeze blowing from right field foul pole to left field foul pole right across the field when it is blowing. Fouled off. Keeps the count at 1-2. Caitlin Anthony leads the Nighthawks with a .380 batting average. Anthony on deck for North Georgia. One-two pitch. Stays upstairs for a ball. 2-2. And she'll reach for that one. Dean gets a strikeout. Right fielder, Caitlin Anthony. Anthony is 1 for 2. Ground out to short and a single for her today. A little extra action on campus today as the men's tennis team with a non-conference game against Montreat College, NAIA program, on the tennis courts beyond the right field, just beyond the right field wall. You can see the cars parked out there, that parking lot. On the other end of the parking lot, or other side of the parking lot, across the street, the GSW tennis courts, the Susan K. Smith Tennis Complex. The men were playing. The women's season came to a close yesterday. The Lady Hurricanes drop a 6-3 decision to Augusta in their first strike. Lady Hurricanes get their wins, however, up at the top. #1 doubles team, Maria Taboada and Celia Del Castillo. And then the ladies split up and each got a win in singles, 1 and 2 singles. The #2 singles match that was actually broadcast here on the Surge Sports Network yesterday, and that's Maria Taboada. Popped up in the infield, caught by Gibson for out #2. Designated player, Alicia Frierson. Well, Frierson doubled Double to right center her last time up. She is 1 for 2 in the ball game. So not only did the ladies play well on the tennis courts yesterday in their season finale, today is the men's season finale, only they get the fun of playing Montreat College in action. It was a 10 a.m. start, so they should be done by now. But it was a historic day for the men's tennis program. They got a win to close out the Peach Belt Conference portion of their season. There you go. 5-4 winners over the Jaguars. A Peach Belt Conference team victory for the men. 2-0 pitch. In there for a strike. Peach Belt, as many of you know, North Georgia, one of those teams that are ranked. That is a tough tennis conference. I think I saw that 6 or 7 of the teams in the conference are ranked within the top 40. I think even in the top 30, 35. So wins are hard to come by, and that was a big one yesterday. Snapped a streak of 7 consecutive seasons. Or it had been 7 years since pop-up dropped by Sanders. That'll be an error. Runner goes over to second base. 7 years. 7 years since the men's tennis team had picked up a Peach Belt Conference win. They got one yesterday. Congratulations, especially to our seniors that get to close the door on their collegiate careers. Well, a 2-out error from Sanders allows the runner to go to second. 2 away. Popped up in fair territory, right in front of home plate, and Ansley Dean will make the out to close out the 5th. So no runs for North Georgia in the 5th. They'll take their 6-0 lead to the bottom half of the inning. Georgia Southwestern due up for the Lady Canes. It'll be Kersey, Wills, and Gibson, numbers 4, 5, and 6 in the GSW batting order when we return here on the Surge Sports Network. First baseman Lauren Kersey opens up the home half of the 6th inning. Lady Canes in search of their first hit of the ball game. North Georgia 6 runs, 7 hits, no errors. Georgia Southwestern no runs, no hits, 3 errors in the ball game. One offering. Just misses 2-1. 2-1 pitch. Popped up, foul territory. First baseman Gillum has a room and will make the grab. Right fielder Elizabeth Wills. Wills struck out looking her first time up. Wills freshman from, you saw it on your screen, 5'8" freshman from Orlando, Florida, William R. Boone High School. A couple of left-handed bats in the lineup, including Wills and Barlow. Lady Canes, #1 batter in the lineup. Chloe Zeller also hit from the left side, and senior Allie Denny, who we'll see later today. So Wills goes down for the second out. Shortstop Shannon Gibson. So Wills goes down looking for the second time in the ball game. That's strikeout number 6 for Kylie Smith. Peach Belt Conference golf tournament going on today. Second day of action in the Peach Belt Conference golf tournament, and the Hurricanes out there, the men's team for that. And our GSW baseball team is on the road. They're at Lander. Won the opener last night. And now at 1 o'clock today, they're in the starting up a series-ending doubleheader in Greenwood, South Carolina. 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Strikeout number 7 for Smith. Gibson goes down on strikes, swinging for the second time in the ball game. No runs, no hits, no errors for Georgia Southwestern in the 5th. We head to the 6th inning. One big inning is all it's all it has been necessary for North Georgia. All 6 runs coming in the 4th. They lead by 6 when we return here from Lady Canes Field. Second baseman Jordan Deep to kick things off for North Georgia here in the 6th. Deep is 0 for 2. Grounded out to first, our first time up, and then reached on an error in the 4th. This one drifting, foul territory and out of play on the left, in the left field corner. Upstairs for a ball, 2-1. This is a high fly ball to left center field. This ball is high This ball's deep and gone. Home run off the netting in front of the scoreboard in left center field. Solo shot for deep. Deep goes deep. I'm sure she's never heard that one before. Home run for deep is her third of the spring. RBI number 15. Center fielder Hobby Gregory. Fly out to left for the out, so deep with the home run to left center. Gregory flies out to left field. We're back to the top of the order. The batter is the shortstop, Sydney Sprague. One pitch. That one drifting foul on the left field line. Left field foul territory. Count goes 1-2. Pop up in the infield. Third baseman has it. That's Tierce that'll squeeze it for the out. And Sprague now 1 for 3 in the ball game after the pop out there for out number 2 in the inning. Third baseman Marley Stowers. Stowers is 1 for 3. But her last time up, she tripled. Peach Belt Conference Golf Championships being held, the men and the women playing at the World Golf Village Slammer and the Squire Course in St. Augustine, Florida. World Golf Village, beautiful facility. And Flagler making for excellent hosts. I think it's at least the second year. And second consecutive, if I'm not mistaken, year that they've hosted the Peach Belt Conference Golf Championships. Georgia Southwestern with a men's team. No women's golf here. Pulled down the line under the glove of a diving Tierce. And a 2-out single. 2-out single for Stowers. First baseman Brittany Gillum. Runner goes. Line drive coming in and making the grab is Zeller. Hard hit ball, but right to a charging Zeller for the final out of the inning. Gillum now 1 for 4 after lining out to center field to end the 6th inning. Well, they get the one run to add on to their lead. The extra point is good. North Georgia leads 7-0, 7 runs, 9 hits, no errors. Georgia Southwestern, no runs, no hits, and 3 errors. Bottom of the 6th inning coming up from Lady Canes Field. When we return, due up for the Hurricanes, 7, 8, 9 hitters, Zeller, Sanders, and Burton when we return. See you in a moment. Oh, thanks, Ryan. So the center fielder, Chloe Zeller, will get things started. 1-1 count coming and pitch coming to Zeller. Zeller likes to, these batters likes to start in the back of the box and make her way towards the front as the pitch makes its way to her. She popped out to the catcher. Her only time up. This one she slaps at, but it off the end of the bat and foul towards the GSW dugout. The facility here at Lady Canes Field got some small upgrades in the off season. Gets a piece of this one as well. Keeps the count even at 2-2. Put some protective netting in front of the poles and the netting in front of each of the dugouts. A safety concern. They kept the chest high fence so the players can still lean over and watch the action, but now they've got the netting in front of them on both sides. Got the padding behind home plate that wraps around from dugout to dugout. That wasn't there. So the padding is added. GSW logo emblazoned on both sides. Slapped up the middle, and the Hurricanes, Lady Canes, with their first hit of the ball game. And it comes from Chloe Zeller. So Zeller finds a way after fouling a few off to stay in there and break up the no-no. A base hit to open up the 6th inning for GSW. Now the senior Grayson Sanders a chance to do something here. Second baseman Grayson Sanders fouled off. Sanders. You saw that Miss Zeller, the freshman, 5'1" freshman from Flowery Branch, Georgia. Went to Flowery Branch High School. She's now followed by your current batter. We went from freshman to senior. Grayson Sanders, 5'4" senior from Phoenix City, Alabama, in Brookstone School. 4-year member of the Lady Canes. Fly ball popped up. It's going to drift into foul territory. Nope, they'll signal that she was in fair territory when the catch was made, right on the line. And an F7 for Sanders. First out of the inning. Catcher Cassidy Burton. .54 freshman from Brampton, Ontario, Canada. David Suzuki Secondary School. Wonder what the weather's like in Ontario today. I'm a Wisconsin native. Perhaps you couldn't have guessed with my dialect. I'm sure that I was not a Southern boy raised in the South. And I noticed snow flurries, the call for today in Wisconsin, so I wonder if that's stretched back up to Canada and Ontario today, if they're having some snow flurries up that way. 1-2 pitch. Chopper to third. The throw over to second base. They'll say she came off the bag to go get the ball and will be safe. So Burton reaches base by way of a fielder's choice. Coach Davenport will go out and have a word with the umpires. Says he saw things a little bit differently, so I wouldn't anticipate much of a conversation. Well, they'll go ahead and just talk about things at home. Rarely do you see any changes made, but perhaps this one, the home plate umpire maybe could see down and had a better angle, at least at where the player's foot was. I guess you never know what could happen, but seems like kind of a moot point at this point in the game, the way that Smith has pitched so far. And there you go. Why not? They'll override. And now Nikki Levering will have a chance to discuss things with the base umpire. Well, one thing you know for sure is not going to happen is they're not going to reverse their reversal, so she's still got a right to go have a word in this 7-0 ball game. But she's got a right to question why. Well, you can always play the replay back right here. Just grab that little red icon, the time ticker, and slide it back a few seconds, and then you can catch back up to the action. But there are 2 outs now. The call reversed on the field. Runner is, in fact, out at second base. There's 2 away. And we're back to the top of the order. Left fielder, Michaela Barlow. So it'll just be a fielder's choice for Burton. No error on the play. 0-2 pitch. Two, and they'll say that one was in there for a strike. So Barlow goes down looking to end the Lady Canes 6th inning. No runs. GSW does get 1 hit. And we'll head to the 7th of our opener as North Georgia looking to expand on its 7-0 lead. We return. So the catcher, Shelby Hammondtree, to get things started for North Georgia in the 7th inning. Hammondtree is 0 for 2. Couple of strikeouts with a walk in between. This one popped up in the infield. It'll be the second baseman, Sanders, under it for the play. Right fielder, Kaylin Anthony. Anthony is 1 for 3. She popped up to the shortstop her last time up. A 1 offering upstairs for a ball, 1-1. I mentioned earlier, Anthony, the team leader in batting average, 380 coming into the ball game. Home run. 25 runs driven in. She leads the team with 13 doubles. This one's popped up. Will it stay in play? In foul territory, in fact, it does. Stays in the ballpark. And it'll be another pop out for Anthony, who will go to 1 for 4 here in the opener. At the plate. Two outs now. The designated player, Alicia Frierson. Frierson reached on an error by the second baseman, Sanders, her last time up. Quick word from Burton, the catcher. She'll come out and talk to her pitcher. Two away, 1-1 offering. Foul back, 1-2. Two and two. Still ahead for North Georgia. They've got 3 dates on the calendar. Popped up again. This one will get over the backstop and out of play behind home plate. Still on the calendar for the Nighthawks. A trip to USC Aiken next Saturday, so no midweek game for North Georgia this week. Then they'll follow that up with what could be one heck of a first encounter with the Bobcats from Georgia College. If all things hold and teams keep winning, that could be for the regular season title right there in Milledgeville on Wednesday, April 25th. And then it's a trip, or excuse me, that's not in Milledgeville. My apologies. That's in Dahlonega. So Georgia College will have to go into the Nighthawks nest and try to salvage a game or two there to see if they could rob them of their regular season title. That's on Wednesday the 25th, and then another home date, Friday, April 27th, senior day for the Nighthawks against Flagler College. Well, we've been talking about our seniors. I mentioned her last half inning. Number 12, Second baseman Grayson Sanders, a native of Phoenix City, Alabama. Grayson, a 4-year member of the Lady Canes program, played in 149, now 150 games during her career, tallying 49 hits, which includes 8 doubles and 27 runs driven in to go along with her 34 runs that she has scored. Her highlight actually came this season on March 25th against Lander when Grayson went 2 for 4 and delivered a game-winning walk-off RBI single in the 10th to give GSW a 5-4 win over the Bearcats. Grayson's an exercise science major with a business management minor, and she plans to graduate in the fall of 2018. Joining her on the field earlier today were her parents Sharon and Johnny Sanders, along with her grandmother Gail Enfinger, and her Aunt Pam Young, along with her Uncle Bill Enfinger. Senior Grayson Sanders here today at the ballpark. North Georgia will go to the bullpen and call on Riley Patton, the freshman from Loganville, Georgia, and Walnut Grove, now the pitcher for the Nighthawks. Your attention, fans, now pitching for North Georgia, number 22, Riley Patton. At the plate for the Lady Hurricanes is the pitcher, Ansley Dean. Well, Dean is 0 for 2. She struck out both times up. She is getting a look at a fresh arm in Patton. In relief to get some work in this one. Riley Patton. Leadoff walk for Dean. Lady Hurricanes got their first, that'd be her second base runner of the ball game. At the plate is the third baseman, Haley Tierce. Well, Tierce has the ability to strike quickly and give the Lady Canes a shot in the arm here offensively with her 14 home runs, recently ranked as high as 5th, being tied for 5th in the country in that category. Throw down to first, diving in safely. Upstairs, 2-1. So for Riley Patton, she is making her 12th. That one's going to get in the dirt past the catcher for a wild pitch, allowing Dean to go down to second base. Patton, this is her 12th appearance overall. She has 7 starts to her credit this season, including a complete game and a shutout. 34 innings pitched, 24 hits, 9 earned runs. She's walked 12 and struck out 33. Another walk, so back-to-back walks for the Lady Hurricanes to open up the 7th inning. And just like that, Coach Davenport comes in, and just like that, he'll make a pitching change. So he wastes little time. Didn't even get through the line for you. Opponents were batting 189 against Riley. She has a 3-1 record and a 2.38 ERA. But now she'll hand things over to Miss Chambers. Lakin Chambers, number 18, now in the circle. We'll be back in a moment to tell you more about Miss Chambers. well. Lady Canes with a couple of runners, and Coach Davenport wants to keep that 0 in the run column. He'll call on a relief pitcher after the two batters faced by Patton. First baseman Lauren Chambers, Lakin Chambers is making her 13th appearance overall, her 12th out of the bullpen. 25 and a third innings pitched. This one goes upstairs for a ball, 1-1. She took something off of it and kind of got away from her. 25 and a third innings pitched, 17 hits, 2 earned runs in that time, 7 walks, 22 strikeouts. Opponents batting 185 against Miss Chambers. Slow bouncing ball. It's going to get in the way. The collision with the second baseman, and they'll call Tierce out on the play. And send Dean back to second. A runner interference there will be the first out of the inning. Right fielder at the plate, Elizabeth Wills. Chambers, a 2-0 record. Of the 4 pitchers used by North Georgia this season, she has the fewest amount of innings pitched, but she also has the lowest ERA, 0.71. Slow roller to the second baseman, underhand toss. Over to first for the second out of the inning. Lady Canes move the base runners over. Well, it'll be up to Shannon Gibson to try to break up the shutout. Get the Hurricanes on the board. Shortstop, Shannon Gibson. Upstairs for a ball. Back to the pitcher. Quick work, quick hands to make the play and keep the shutout alive. So a ground up. Gibson goes out to end the inning with that shot back at the pitcher. No runs in the 7th for the inning, for the Lady Canes, and game 1 has come to a close. We'll be back to wrap it up in just a moment here on the Surge Sports Network. So that will do it for game number 1 here from Lady Canes Field. The number 2 ranked North Georgia Nighthawks have that one big inning. They got 6 runs in to open it up, and then with this pitching staff, that's all they would need to close it out. 7-0 your final. They tack on a solo shot. We'll give you a quick breakdown. The 6 runs coming in the 4th, the solo shot, the home run in the 6th. That's how North Georgia got to their 7. 7 runs, 9 hits, no errors in the ballgame. Georgia Southwestern, no runs, the 1 hit from Chloe Zeller, and 3 GSW errors in the opener. RBI 2-run double from Frierson in the 4th. A 2-run double from Gregory in the 4th. A sac fly RBI from Sprague in the 4th. And then a solo shot, home run from Deep in the 6th inning is how North Georgia got to their 7 runs. Hit-wise, only one player had multiple hits in the game, and that was Marley Stowers. She went 2 for 4 in this one. The winning pitcher, Kylie Smith, will improve her record to 24-1 this spring. Taking the loss for the Lady Hurricanes will be Madison Messer, the GSW junior pitcher. Sees her record fall. Get that for you in a moment. Messer's record drops to is that 8-5? Does that include this one? It might not have this game in yet. Is she 8-5 or 8-6? Keeler Messer. 8-6. Okay, not quite up to date on our website yet. They're processing the information. Well, with the win, North Georgia overall, again, second number 2 ranked team in the country in NCAA Division II, 46-2 now overall, 12-1 in Peach Belt Conference play. Georgia Southwestern 18-26. The Lady Hurricanes 7-8 in PBC action. Well, that'll do it for our broadcast of Game 1 of today's doubleheader. We'll go off the air. You should be able to just keep this browser popped up, and hopefully we'll come right back on the air shortly before first pitch of game number 2. If not, good time to subscribe to this channel, our Surge Sports Network flagship station, GSW Athletics on YouTube, GSW Athletics. You can also find us by GSW Athletics on Twitter as well. And you saw throughout the ball game other ways of social media, Facebook and Instagram. It's a little bit different, GSW Hurricanes. GSW Hurricanes. So what we got while we got the break, check us out on social media, give us a follow, and you're locked in for year-round behind-the-scenes coverage of GSW Athletics. Thanks for tuning in to game number 1. We'll be back shortly for game number 2 of our doubleheader. You've been watching Georgia Southwestern State University softball on the Surge Sports Network.